during our last session, which was session number 4, we're already on session number 5, which feels like it's flying by. During our last session, after barely surviving an encounter with the vengeful spirit of the Lord of the Whales, y'all, the whole party, awoke shipwrecked on a mysterious island absent from any known map. There, you were met by Shtagram, a friendly fishman who introduced himself as one of, quote-unquote, the 8, which he did not take any time to explain. He kindly offered to take you guys into their little village. He offered food, shelter, and aid in repairing the ship, but only if first you guys were able to gain the approval of his and the whole island's supreme leader, a mysterious figure known only as Tom. To meet Tom, however, because he's a busy guy, the party first had to earn an audience with him somehow. There were a few different ways, but the way that you guys chose to try to go about it was through the talent competition on the island's Coliseum, which was hosted by another one of the 8, the eccentric fishman known as Itchy. And so you guys went, and despite some initial hesitation, especially from Doc and Ghana, the group, you guys threw yourselves into the challenge, putting on a trio of unforgettable performances. You guys did magical light shows, poetic water displays, and a holographic battle between Mrs. Applebottom and Ghana, and splashed the whole crowd with water. And the crowd went wild, and everyone thought you guys did amazing. And you won with an overwhelming victory. At which point, Itchy, the Coliseum leader, came out and congratulated you guys on your victory, only to promptly pull a lever, which opened the floor beneath you, and you all fell into blackness, presumably falling into the throne room of Tom, having now gained an audience with him. And that is where we will find ourselves picking up today, is landing. Picking up today is landing in Tom's throne room and getting a chance to try and convince him that you're trustworthy and that he can help and see you guys off on your journey and that you guys aren't a threat. Did I miss anything? Does that capture it pretty well?
I'm a puddle right now. I just want to also point that out.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Right.
I forgot. It hasn't been an hour. Sentae, they have the Mask of Disguises.
Oh no!
And Doc, as part of his efforts during the performance, put on the mask to try to put on a more interesting show, and it turned him into an Alex Mack-esque puddle of water.
We turned into a hologram.
No, he turned into a puddle, which you then created a hologram on his behalf.
Oh, no.
So that's a great point. I'm glad you mentioned that, Doc, because I completely forgot that you
I
had,
did too, until just
after
now.
the performance, become yourself again. So...
Yeah, Ghana's in the ring, Doc is a puddle. So it's like...
So 3 of you guys are falling, and there's just like...
It's just me and Ez,
we're just
standing in a puddle of water.
Yeah, it's just you guys kind of damp.
This is awkward.
Can you please remove your foot from my spleen?
Yeah, right.
That's also... It's a helpful reminder that Ghana has the ability to... maybe retreat is the wrong word, but retract? I don't know. Into his lamp, quote unquote, which is actually a ring, which Doc has on him. And so when the lever got pulled and you guys dropped, Ghana disappeared into his ring. Wait.
No, Ghana disappeared into it as part of the act, like when
you did.
Miss Applebottom defeated the enemy.
You did, but where is the ring? It's in the puddle.
Yeah, well, because the mask says that you appear as, like, so I don't know how the mask works. It's magic.
Yeah, so there's a ring in the puddle, which is which Doc has.
He technically
Okay.
still has his gear, which the ring would be part of.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what's happening. Just
Oh
typical
my.
Just
typical
shenanigans.
D&D. Look,
Trying to explain magic in a fantasy world. It's just not going to happen.
Look, here's the deal. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, I want to play D&D, I encourage you to do that. I also want you to know you may not find yourself in quite these same situations. It just depends. And I just don't want to set anyone up for the wrong expectations. All of that being said, I think we can go ahead and I don't know how we do it. You can help me, Boots. We can go ahead and run our ads now and get those out of the way. And then we'll dive into today's adventure.
All right, we're going to run the ads. Appreciate all of you who are going to stay around for the ads again. This allows us so that we don't have to have any interruptions during actual sessions. So we'll still be here if you're subbed, hanging out, chatting. But we'll see you guys all in 3 minutes. Appreciate you all. All right, they should be.
Fun fact for those of you that are still here and subscribed and are part of our story. I yesterday was trying to chop a big branch off of a tree in my backyard, and it broke faster than I thought it would. And I was up on a ladder, and so it knocked me off the ladder and fell on me. So if I'm slightly concussed, it's not my fault.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I have a big
So-
cut, but it was not. But
What I'm
I think I'm
hearing
fine.
is if your DM skills are like way up here today, you just have to get
Yeah, it's 'cause
concussed before
I like-
every single session now.
I was like awoken. Yeah, it
You were-
activated some kind of deep, innate storytelling ability.
Like it smacked you in the head?
It was a big branch, and it knocked me down, and it hit me in the head and on my throat, and so now you can't see very well. I've got a pretty good sized goose egg on my forehead. I
I
don't
was
think
gonna
it's
say, I
that
feel like I see a mark now that I'm like paying closer attention. Oh my gosh.
See, at least
So-
it's a goose egg this way and not like indented. You know, I mean that's
Yeah,
at least
probably what
positive,
happened
right?
is that's a great point. I think you're right, Boots. I think what happened is it unlocked my true
Yeah,
potential.
That's what I'm. That's
but
what
only
I'm alluding to
temporarily.
right there. Yeah, right. So you have to do it every single Sunday before we start streaming. You just got to go out, find that branch, tell your wife
Yeah.
to drop this on me.
Yeah, I'm gonna hoist it up and then drop it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
Um,
I mean, it's not
becomes-
great, but it's funny.
That
Hey, we
becomes the superstition, like, ritual before every game.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
let's maybe not do that. I was just
There will soon
listening.
be
There's
a
like
news
a
article of D&D players and concussions instead of football players.
there's a
It's like the
podcast I
Monty
listened to.
Python thing with the book. It's just with a branch.
Yes, exactly. There's a podcast I listened to where one of the podcasters got like pretty badly injured recently, falling off of a much taller ladder. And so the whole time I was on the ladder, I was like, I'm not going to fall down. I'm not going to be like that guy on the podcast. And then I did. So here we are. So
God
this
was
is
like,
your
you know, humble you. Bam.
this is
You are a
this is-
guy on a podcast.
This is your weekly
So-
OSHA mandated reminder to be safe when you're doing stuff or around. That's what you come to D&D podcast for.
not sponsored by OSHA of the United States government.
But OSHA, if you want to sponsor us, we will
Yeah, I
totally,
mean-
during all of our combat encounters, include little nods
Little
to OSHA
OSHA
compliance.
tidbits. And I mean, you're
OSHA.
part of the government, so we know you got money. A lot of it.
Do they right now though?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
the
shut down
government
right
as a
now.
whole. Maybe not OSHA.
We'll talk
The
about it
government
again when you're not shut down.
as a whole. Well, right. On a more serious note.
Um,
All right, 5 seconds.
yeah, we're gonna get
about that.
OSHA as a sponsor. That's great.
Yeah, see, some people go for like those Kickstarter sponsors or go for that like what's that super popular one, the NordVPN sponsor? No.
No, we're going
straight
Blue
for
Ocean. We're
OSHA.
going for the sponsors no one else has.
Yeah, but
Literally
we're gonna
no
get
one else.
Our sponsors, DeviantArt, MySpace.
Yes.
We're gonna get sponsored by all the social media platforms that no longer exist.
I'll sponsor you
Yes.
with good
Yeah,
vibes.
negative. You can sponsor us with your
go.
good vibes. 100%.
Yeah.
We need those.
That's really all we
Especially
need.
after Barry
We're not
getting hit
sponsored
in the
by
head.
Discord. We're
And I don't know.
sponsored
I don't know
by
if y'all know
Skype.
this, but Negative did
TeamSpeak.
a sub.
Using
Yes,
Discord.
Yeah.
TeamSpeak. Ventrilo.
Yeah, that's it. ICQ.
Mixer.
Overwolf?
Rest in peace. I should have had Mixer die
Overwolf,
during
there
the
we
last
go.
one. And then we could all say rest in peace,
LimeWire.
Mixer. LimeWire.
Yes, the LimeWire sponsor.
And then have like a little disclaimer on the bottom. This ad does not
What
give
about
you
Bebo?
viruses.
Did y'all use Bebo?
No. Oh yeah, wasn't that? It was a video. It was a video hosting platform, right?
Yeah.
No,
Evo,
it was like a
Evo
social
and meme. It was meme.
Bebo,
and it was the music
Bebo.
player. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Bebo was
the
like
same
it was like a MySpace Facebook wannabe.
Yeah.
My
Are the
first.
ads over yet?
Yeah, they
ads
are. My first
yeah,
email
they are.
address was.
We're like
down a rabbit
mid conversation, and the viewers are like, "What are they talking about?"
My first email address, which I put on my resume for my first job, which I got, was at hellokitty.com, and I'm really proud of that. And then you can't use those anymore, and I wish I could.
Dude, you would get filtered out so fast.
Man, it worked. I got my first job that way. Okay, let's get into it. As we begin today's adventure, you guys find yourselves falling through just darkness, a black abyss. And really, it's only for a few moments, but like any time you're falling, it feels like much longer. And after a moment, you guys find yourself crashing onto the ground, or in Doc's case, splashing. And as you look around, you see kind of a large half-dome cave-like chamber. And in the middle of the room, you see a large pool of water. And on the other side of the water from you guys is, how do I describe him? Well, it's Tom. Tom looks, weird. He looks a little bit like a Harangon, weirdly. Doc, you notice he actually looks a little bit like Frank. Like a weird, if someone is trying to draw Frank from memory, he looks a little bit like that, but he also is like partially fish person. So it's like a Harangon that has, here, I can give you guys a picture if you,
Pull up the
owlbear. In owlbear boots, if you just kind of go a little bit to the left, you'll see a picture of Frank, but I'll describe him for those of you that are audio only. So Frank is he looks like a Harangon. He looks like a fish person. So he's got like gills, and he's got like webbed hands and feet. And he's got like weird eyes that are on stalks, like a slug. But then he's also undead, and he's got like, you can see his ribs. He looks kind of like a zombie. And then he's got like rabbit teeth and a rabbit nose. Really strange. It very much looks like if someone tried to draw, like if you were talking to like a 4-year-old and they were like trying to draw something that they had seen from memory, but it was kind of an amalgamation of like 3 or 4 different things that they had seen. That's pretty much what you get when you see Tom. And he sits there, and even though he looks very strange, he exudes confidence, and he exudes like self-assuredness. And you just get the sense, being in his presence, that he is not in any way fearful or anything. He's just, everyone respects him inherently. Around him, you see 6 of the Kuotoa, 6 of these fish people. And you, as you're kind of gathering your bearings and standing up and dusting off the dirt, or I guess maybe soaking up the dirt and becoming kind of a muddy puddle, you look around and you hear there's kind of a stairwell coming from above, and you hear someone kind of panting and running down the stairs. And they run down and they come through, and they take their spot as the 7th of the 8. And this, of course, is Itchy. He was upstairs, and as the show ended, he ran down the stairs to join the rest of the crew. And then Tom kind of looks around, notices someone's missing. He snaps his fingers, and one more fish person appears, but they're kind of a ghostly looking fish person. And they are kind of right next to him. And he looks at you guys, and he looks down at the pool in front of him, and he looks back up at you, and he says, "Chat, what's up?" What is up, chat? Oh, hype. This is, what did we call you guys? You guys were Mrs. Applebottom's cribs, right? That was your...
Mrs. Applebottom's cribs, with a Z.
He's like,
With a Z.
he's like, chat, we've got cribs in the house. What is up? And then he looks over and he's like, before we get into it here with our new homies cribs, he looks over to one of the fish people and he's like, Talik, I need you to tell me, Talik, tell me what is going on today. What have we received from all of our fans? And Talik turns around and pulls up like a cart full of a bunch of like miscellaneous things that have been donated, like all the offerings from that day for Tom. And he's like, here you go. And Tom starts to go through the cart and he's like, oh, I got a dozen roses from Carl. Thanks, Carl. I got 35 diamonds from Steven. Steven, thank you so much for the 35 diamonds. This is great. Okay, anything else? And Tlik's like, yeah, there's one more thing in here. He's like, oh, great. A bundle of, I don't know, what are other things that people give? A bundle of flowers. Thank you so much. And he's like, cool. Well, thank you, Tlik, for bringing me all the offerings for the day. Cribs, tell us about yourselves. What's up? What do you guys want from old Tom here? And he just kind of looks at you guys. Yeah, weird little kid. What do you guys want? What do you need?
To get off the island.
Oh, sick, dope. Not very many
We
people
got
want to leave the
wrecked here,
island.
and we're trying to go to another island that's close by, but not this island because we weren't supposed to be on this island.
Oh, that is not cool. Getting shipwrecked sounds like a real bummer. Sounds like sounds like not a lot of fun.
No.
So where's this boat? You guys have a boat that you guys want to just leave on your boat?
It's broken.
Being fixed.
Oh, you need us to fix your boat.
Yeah.
Well, that's no big deal.
That was possible.
Easy peasy. That sounds like a slam dunk. I think this is going to be really great. You guys seem pretty chill. Did he hear you say that, Ghana? Were you talking from within the ring?
Well, he can talk. It's just no one can hear him.
Oh, so you're just kind of talking to yourself. He says, let me introduce you to my boys here. My boys. I'll introduce you to the boys, and then we'll all work together on figuring out a great way to get you off this island. How does that sound?
I would like that. Thank you.
Great, cool. So I'll just kind of go around the circle here. Have you guys met Shtagram already?
Yes.
I think. Cool.
They met
great.
us on
Shtagram.
the beach.
Shtagram. Yeah. Go. What were you saying?
I told them, which I'll tell you since you're the boss person, yeah? There's like these barnacle tainted, like bad barnacle things to burn. Otherwise, people will get sick and die. So Shtagram sent people to do that.
Tom, you see, he like looks at you and he like grabs a blanket and he throws it over the pool for a moment. He's like, hey, just real quick, we don't really talk about anything like negative in here. So like moving forward, if you could maybe not talk about anything bad or scary, that would be great. Thanks, bro. Anyway, and he pulls the blanket back off. Hey, sorry about that quick, that brief pause there in content. So cool. You guys seem cool. So this is Shtagram. Shtagram used to be my right-hand man before Tlik came around. Tlik, you're my bro. Shtagram's still pretty cool, though. He's just, a little bit, maybe not as trendy anymore. You get it, right, Shtagram? Anyway, he still helps me out and does a lot of the greeting of people and making sure people feel welcomed and fun. Over here, we've got Link. Link, good old LinkedIn, and he takes care of making sure that everyone has an occupation and knows their job and that they are all connected. Over here, we've got my boy X. He's our town crier. He makes sure that anyone that needs to know the news knows what's going on. He just kind of stands in the middle of the town and shouts like, shouting is hard. So he just kind of makes sure the news fits into like a couple of sentences and just shouts it over and over in the middle of the town. We've got, you met Talik. He brings all the offerings to me, make sure everyone is bringing their offerings. He's also just the coolest guy. Isn't that right? He just like a fist bump. Over here, we've got Bach. Fache Bach over here. Fache Bach mostly takes care of the elderly in our community. We've had a few issues where he was like scamming some of them, but we handled that, right, Fache? You're not scamming our elderly anymore. And he's like, totally. I would never. I didn't even do that in the first place. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, that's my Bach. We've got Ute over here. Ute, he's a recruiter. He loves to teach people how to do things, give people. And he really just is making sure everyone in the town knows everything they need to know about me. And he's like just dumping information about who I am, like the top 5 things anyone needs to know about Tom. Go to Ute. He'll tell you the top 5 things you want to know about me. Itchy, you guys already met. And then this guy over here, he just points at the ghost. He's like, he doesn't really have a name. He just responds whenever we snap our fingers. And he's our messenger. So whenever we need to send covert messages to someone, we just tell him something and he can kind of teleport around like a weird little ghost, and he appears with whoever else and passes along the message. So just really convenient to have a discreet messenger. And I got to tell you, pretty nice for me because I also get to know all the messages. And so if I ever need to blackmail someone, it's super easy. All right. Now you've met my boys. Pretty easy thing that I need from you guys. I just need each of you to sincerely and honestly tell me that I am your number one friend and that you swear your fealty to me. And then I'll see you guys on your way. Then I know I can trust you. We'll rebuild your boat and we'll send you off to Velcora. It'll be great.
And
you want to go first?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What exactly happens if we don't want to do that?
Oh, we don't really like to talk about it. Long story short, we'll just kind of work with you guys until you do say it.
Re-education.
I mean,
labor.
I don't like to use the term rehabilitate or like force. Those aren't the terms I like to use.
Torture.
No. Certainly not torture in the traditional sense. Anyway, we like to use the term collaborating toward our mutual goal of getting you guys to where you need to go. It's everything is super chill. And, it's not a big deal because obviously, why wouldn't I be your number one friend? Everyone on this island says I'm their number one friend. So,
Well, what exactly does this fealty involve?
That's it. You just need to be able to honestly and sincerely say that I'm your number one friend, and that if anything bad were to ever happen, that you guys you wouldn't attack us or anything, that you're not against us. And as long as you can honestly and sincerely say that, you're good. That's it.
Do you have a contract that I can read that stipulates, the different circumstances and ways in which that's legally binding?
Legally, we're just like a little island tribe. Here, we'll make it really easy. We'll start with you, young cat thing. Just repeat after me and just say it sincerely. And as long as I believe you, you're good. All you have to say is, Tom, you're my number one friend.
I don't think you understand what swearing fealty is. Fealty is
That's all when I'm saying fealty to Tom is just being my homie. That's all I care about. Isn't that right, chat? Y'all are my homie, right?
Do homies get invited to the fish fry?
Yeah, you guys. Well, we don't. That's kind of a little bit insensitive thing to say, culturally insensitive on the island of fish people.
You don't know, but Ghana just face palmed.
So, the puddle is shimmering, like kind of jiggling about, and a voice comes from the puddle and says, "What happens when someone says they're a friend and then years from now they decide they have a new number one best friend?"
That's a great question. I suppose there's no way for me to know because I live here and I don't leave. So, if you were still here on the island, we would continually kind of check in with you. But I guess if you leave and that changes later, I don't know. I don't really want to think about that. That makes me feel kind of uncomfy, man.
I think, Doc, the puddle just kind of shimmers like, "Tom, I'll let you be my number one best friend."
Okay. I want you to roll for either
I knew something
persuasion
was gonna happen.
or deception, depending on whether or not you're being honest.
Okay. How do you know if I'm being honest or not?
I don't. You have to. You decide. Are you being honest or not?
Persuasion or what was the other one?
Or deception. You're either deceiving him effectively or being convincingly truthful.
Let's go for it. I'm gonna go for persuasion. That was a 7.
So he says, well, actually, it needs to be opposed. I'm going to have him do an insight check. Oh, well, it's your lucky day. He rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
So he says, chat, this guy gets it. This guy, he is the real deal. And he pauses for a second. Looks, just, I'm not trying to be like closed-minded or whatever. I'm like an open-minded kind of dude. What's your deal, Mr. Puddle guy? Like, why are you like, what's your deal?
I'm just open to making new friends and new opportunities, and
No.
know.
Why are you a puddle of water?
Yeah, that is a great question. I honestly, man, do not know the answer as to why I am a puddle at this moment.
That's my favorite possible answer you could.
It's a valid answer.
That's a big ontological question that I don't really know how to answer. What even
Why?
is?
What is a puddle?
What even is a puddle, really? Aren't we all just puddles of water in life? It's like, you know what? Fair enough. Cool. Well, you seem like a cool dude. Great. And he points to you, Polaris, next, and he says, a weird cat lady who seems to be like maybe a little bit racist towards fish people. I don't totally know. What do you think? Number one friend or not?
I suppose since I'm here, you can be my number one friend.
You see, as you're saying this, Shtagram looks a little bit like a little bit injured, like he thought he was kind of making good connections with you guys, but he like understands.
I feel bad for him.
Go ahead and roll for either persuasion or deception, depending on whether or not you're being honest. I suppose Butterbeard is here with you too. I think that's important to note. He wasn't part of your performance, but he's with you guys. So Butterbeard is in the room, and we'll hear.
Oh, poor Butterbeard thinks he's my number one. Poor guy.
This is his villain arc. After Polaris betrays his friendship, he
This is
becomes
the
a
beginning
villain.
of Butterbeard's villain.
Not that I didn't pick him up already from his villain arc or anything. She's trying to put a grain of truth in there, like deceive, but also truth. So I don't know which one I should roll for that.
Way.
I think if he is not your number one friend in life, then it's got to be deception.
Okay, fine. 17.
17. Oh, hold on. I need to double check what his
He rolls a
perception
nat
on.
20, dude.
He did not roll a nat 20, but it may matter. What I sorry, let me pull it back up. 16. So he believes you, and he's
Yay.
like, "Cool, yeah, you seem up and up. Maybe don't talk about fish fries anymore, but we can be homies. Great. Weird little stoic kid. What about you? Am I your number one friend?"
Ez just kind of like looks at his feet, kind of looks up at him, kind of looks over his shoulder, kind of like nodding his head over his shoulder, just like as he's having a conversation, and then he like turns back. You're my number one friend. And you just like, those of you that know Ez, you just like see the pain just underneath the skin. Like he is just in pain.
Just pat him on the shoulder.
But
I'm gonna have you
put an arm around. I don't know how much taller Ez is than.
I think we're the same height.
Than I am as Polaris. We're both like 5 foot.
Yeah.
Roll for deception, but with disadvantage.
Okay, then she's just gonna put an arm around you.
That's fair. Disadvantage on deception.
Because this is such a difficult, such a hard.
Wow, it wouldn't even mattered. It was a 4 and a 3 plus 6. I got a 9.
Okay, I mean,
got a 9.
He could roll another nat 1. Let's see. So he looks at you and he says, I appreciate you trying to satisfy him, but it's clear to me that you're not being totally honest here. It's also clear to me.
If I can just it's okay. Like he's young. This is a very sudden thing. Clearly, we've shown, with us as kind of the puddle and cat guardians of this sweet kid. Like we can continue to extol your virtues and the reasons why he should make that transition. I think you can pretty trust him in our hands to help him along in that path. He's young, and this is a very it's a new environment for him. This is his first adventure.
Ghana, is there any way, based on the rules of your ring, that people can perceive that the ring is magical and that you're inside of it, or is it completely imperceptible?
Detect magic, it would glow, but that's about it. Like there's no way for them to know what's magic about it.
Okay, fair enough. Great. So can you roll for persuasion, Yannicka?
Yes. That would be an 8.
He says, you know what? Let me come back to that. And he looks over at Butterbeard. He says, what about you, weird tomato guy? What, am I your number one friend? And Butterbeard looks at him, and he looks at you, Polaris, with a little bit of a tear in one eye. There's a tear in one of his eyes, and he looks back at Tom, and he says, nay, I can't say that. You're not. Polaris is my number one friend. Oh, no. And Tom says, look, settle down. I think weird puddle, strange Catwoman, you guys seem like you understand. I think you're right. I think that with some time, you can convince your friends here that I should be their number one friend. It'll just take some effort. I think I'm going to go ahead and give you the gift of that time. Chat, what do you think? We give them the gift of some time here to work this through, and all
what
the
do you
other
mean by here?
the 8 all just kind of like clap and applaud him, and he just kind of ignores you and he says, "Very well. You know what to do, Tlick." And Tlick is like, "Oh, this is my favorite part." And he turns around, and you see him pull yet another lever, and just like before, the ground beneath you opens, and you find yourself falling. This time, much shorter. It's very quick. The floor opens, fall, close. You hear the ground slamming shut, and you quickly find yourselves just like jostled onto a stone floor. And it's a lit area. It's all cobblestone. There's some benches, but you pretty quickly can tell that you're in some kind of a cell. And you can, Boots, if you want, kind of up and to the left here, we have a map of this prison that they've dropped you into. And you guys land here, and as you look around through the gate, you see a Kuo-toa guard, kind of bigger than a lot of the Kuo-toa you've seen so far. He's holding like a big hooked spear. He looks and says, fresh meat? Great. I'll come back here in just a few minutes when it's time for your daily reformation regimen. Until then, get yourselves dusted off and comfortable. We'll be here for a while. And it just kind of lumbers off down the hallway. And you hear from kind of through a crack in the wall, you hear through the wall a voice come through. Liv, our good friend, Liv Journal, is in the chamber adjacent to yours. Can you introduce yourself to the party?
Sure. So Liv is an old Kuo-toa woman, and she's certainly seen better days. I would say, basically, she's sort of wearing just like the tattered remains of what probably would have been like, basically would have been like a muumuu or something like that. But she's keeping herself clean enough, but does not look very good, and she's just kind of mumbling to herself. I don't think I have much more I can describe at the moment.
Yeah. So you guys have a moment to kind of try to get your bearings, look around, interact with this strange woman in the cell next to you before the guard comes back to take you to what he described as your reformation regimen for the day.
Is there like
how much time has passed since Doc put on that mask?
It's been like 10 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay. Doc would...
Well, I mean, how long was your performance?
I mean, it could have been an epic 1 hour ballad. I don't know.
power ballad?
We're just gonna retcon that you guys did an hour-long power ballad.
Not to do that. That's fine. I was genuinely curious.
Not been a long time yet, so you're still stuck as a puddle for at least a few more minutes.
Is there
I'm pretty sure Apple Bottom Jeans is only like 4 minutes long.
Yeah, that's true. Is there a hole underneath the door? Is there anything that Doc could slip under?
Oh, yeah. So the door is like a metal barred door, you know, like a typical classic, you know, old school medieval cell. So you absolutely could just kind of Alex Mack your way under it.
Well, then that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to slip underneath that puddle and try to begin to explore this space.
Roll for stealth to see if the guard notices you. And I'm going to say you get advantage on this because a puddle is going to be more stealthy than a typical person is going to be.
Okay. That would be 17.
Okay. Yeah. So the guard looks over and he sees the puddle, but he's just kind of like, yeah, that's weird puddle of water, and just kind of ignores you.
Oh, where is the guard? I'm sorry, I thought the guard was
Let me place
Liv's.
him.
Yeah.
So the guard is kind of standing over here, just kind of watching this hallway. One of the guards. There's a
Okay.
handful of them.
Does that guard have any what can I do as this puddle? So I'm honestly thinking about the Secret World of Alex Mack. She had some like ability to impact and move and like not really grab, but like knock things off. Do I have that same ability as this puddle?
Yeah, I think you're basically like a sentient sort of gooish type thing. So
Okay.
you wouldn't really be able to pick things up,
Right.
but you might be able to, like a small object, you could maybe kind of like absorb it into your body and carry it. You can kind of push things. Probably can't climb really. You probably can't
So
attack anything really.
does this guard have any observable keys on him or anything like that?
This guard does not. So let me clarify. So the guard that came over and like quote unquote welcomed you guys was this guy, bigger, kind of beefier looking dude, maybe like the foreman of this guard crew.
Okay.
He walked away back to somewhere that you can't see, some kind of an office maybe, and he just left one of his kind of henchmen who's standing here as a sentinel for this hallway, keeping an eye out, making sure that none of the prisoners escape. And this guy does not have any keys.
Okay. Can Ghana hear me?
Yes, he can hear everything that's going on outside. He just can't see what's going on outside.
Okay. So once I'm outside of the puddle, I guess I'm gonna get away from the guard enough to whisper inward to my inner self where the ring is floating. You need to get out of here and hide so that we can ambush these things or something. We got to get you outside of this cell. And so Doc would I would slink over, like out of the way of the view of the guards, and just, I guess, hope, because I can't hear Ghana, that he would hop out of the ring, hopefully.
Wait, so you just say, you gotta get out of here, and then that's it? That's all he hears?
No, he would say, Ghana, I need you to get out of the ring and hide somewhere so that we've got to get out of here. We've got to take care of these things.
Okay. I don't know if Ghana would know if you are just talking out loud, like, we gotta get out of here, or if you're literally telling him to pop out.
Okay, fair enough.
I will say too, I think Liv's been here long enough. She knows how harsh these guards are anytime someone has tried to escape before. And so you probably, seeing this happening, would be pretty concerned about these people trying to escape. Like, are they going to create problems and it's going to end up reflecting badly on you? And so you may be not thrilled with them trying to do this, and maybe wouldn't. I don't know that you would like try to tattle on that. I don't think you would probably do that, but you might be like in that mindset of like, what are you guys doing? You're going to get us all in trouble kind of place.
So from Liv's perspective, all she sees is a puddle,
a weird sentient puddle
trickling out of a prison cell and saying, you've got to get out of the ring.
Yeah. You just see this weird sentient puddle that's like talking to itself about trying to get out of here.
Well, she'll probably, more than anything, she probably didn't even think it's real. She probably thinks she's just hallucinating again. And so she'll just lean over and like poke the puddle a little bit and be like,
oh, hello, little, you dearie. I see you trying to find your way out into the world. Maybe out of my mind, I don't know. But you'll get us all in trouble if the gods hear you.
It's like reaching through the cell door, like poking at Doc.
Yep.
Then I think what I will do is just kind of, not really, I can't absorb into the wall, but just kind of like flatten up against the wall as this puddle of water are out of the way and just wait.
Like Kronk in Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah. Yeah. Singing my own theme song. Yeah, just to try to stay out of the way, but not within the cell, and just kind of see what happens.
Ez and Polaris, what are you guys doing?
Is the guard that's directly across from us, is he like constantly got eyes on our door, or is he like starting to play with some cards, or like
he's trying to keep an eye on you, but he does have his like scrying pool, little like mobile scrying pool like everyone else. And so he as things seem to be kind of settling down and he doesn't notice anything weird going on right now, he occasionally is kind of looking down at his scrying pool, kind of keeping an eye on whatever content Tom is putting out.
I think, is it just like short glances, or is he like staring at the thing for a good like few minutes at a time?
I would say he's like increasingly distracted as he's, so you could try to do like if you're doing a stealth roll.
Yeah,
or something,
I think I want to try to like pick the lock of the door to see if I can do that.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Maybe Pones, you can remind me. That's just a roll for lockpicking, right?
Sleight of hand?
It would be a sleight of hand check using the lockpicking tools.
Yeah, go for a sleight of hand check.
So we're in a jail cell, but they didn't take any of our stuff?
They didn't take anything from you. They just dropped you into the cell.
Yeah. All right, let's see what happens.
Now they may come and take stuff from you soon, but none of that has happened yet.
Ooh.
What did you get? Oh, so that's perfect. So you try to pick the lock, and your little tools actually break in the lock. And you hear at least one of your lock picks. You might have a couple, but one of your lock picks breaks. And importantly, it makes a bit of a noise. And the guard looks up and sees you, says, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" And he kind of hollers, and he's like, I don't know, what are we going to call the big guard guy? Keith?
The warden.
Keith sounds like a big guard guy name, right? What did you say it?
Warden? The warden.
Oh, Warden. That's a good one.
The warden.
Hey, Warden, get over here. And the warden kind of comes lumbering back in. He's like, hey, these guys are doing something fishy. And he's like, hey, man, we know we don't use that term anymore. We don't say fishy. That's not cool anymore, man. It's like, yeah, well, they're doing something weird. Like, all right, well, timing's good anyway.
I was just leaning against the door. It clanged a little, it's a little loose, and she kind of shakes the door to exemplify that it can kind of make some noise, and and he just like freaked out because I leaned against the door. I just kind of wanted to look down in the hall.
So
she's like really laying on that she's personally offended that he would like think that. She's like, I told Tom I was the number one best friend. Like, I'm in here to help my friends. You can ask Tom yourself. I mean, it was broadcast. You saw it.
So he rolled a nat 20 on perception. And I will say, it's been, I think as you guys have had a few minutes in here and you've been trying to kind of figure things out, it's been now an hour since you put the mask on, Doc. So you don't have to take it off, but at any point you can take the mask off.
Okay.
And so he, with his nat 20, looks down, he sees you as the puddle on the wall. He's like, all right, look. I'm not trying to punish you. Being here in the prison cell, this is already enough. It's time for your daily reformation regimen. And he comes over and he opens the door and he says, y'all better come along with me. He opens the door for Liv as well. He says, follow me into the other room and we'll get our daily regimen going. And the warden starts to walk down the hallway. And the other guard kind of waits for you guys to walk out so he could follow behind you. And he's kind of ushering you into this other large room where there's some tables. So unless anyone's going to try and like make a break for it or fight, you guys would have to follow him.
Well, I mean,
if he had rolled anything, Anything other than a nat 20, he would not have seen you, Doc. All right.
Yeah, I'll follow the crowd.
Doc puddles along. I am still going to be puddling.
Great.
He's staying by the door.
So he brings all of you in and gestures for you all to sit down. And there's another pretty big guard at the other end of the room, and he's standing there. And he opens up this large cabinet, and he takes out these pieces of parchment and these kind of strange pens. And he brings them, and he hands them to each of you. And he says, and Liv, like you're very familiar with this. This is something you've done every day for the past 30 years. He hands you each a parchment, and he says, all right, so for you newbies, basically all you need to do is write out Tom is my number one friend 100 times on this piece of paper. And then maybe just a short paragraph of why you think he's so great, something that we can then publish in our local newspaper and send out to everyone to remind them why Tom is so awesome. And when you're all done, we'll send you back to your cell, and you can just rest for the rest of your day. So if you could get started on that, I'd greatly appreciate it.
As we were walking into the cell, were there any like rats, mice, any animals?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah,
I'll
say that there's been.
We were in the cell.
Yeah, I'll say that there was just like one rat that's kind of scuttling about.
Because Ez would want to speak with animals and talk to that rat and ask.
That's verbal, right? Like you have to do it out loud. It's not just mental.
I believe it's verbal. Yep, verbal communication with beasts.
Okay, you can roll for
verbal,
stealth to see if you can do it stealthily.
And Pones, maybe you know better. Is the verbal communication in like would I sound like the animal or would I sound like me?
No, you're literally speaking to them
in common,
error,
and then they
parcel tongue.
Yeah, it's not like
so
parcel tongue.
You're speaking in your normal language, but it just sounds like
so as he's speaking common, the magic is allowing like the animal to understand him.
Okay.
Got it.
So what do you say? And then if it seems at all suspicious, then you'll have to roll for some kind of a stealth roll or something.
Yeah, so he would be like, hey, little guy, do you know a way out?
The rat looks at you and it's like, cheese? Food cheese? Do you have cheese?
He will take out a ration. He does have rations. He'll take out a ration.
I'm going to have the roll for stealth, and I'm going to do an opposed perception roll from the guard.
Oh my gosh, I haven't rolled above a single digit. That's a 7. I rolled a 2, a 3, and a 4 so far. Next one's going to be a 5, guys.
Right?
By
so
the
guard
end of the
notices.
session, we will be hitting nat 20s.
Yes.
Right? The guard notices, and he's like, hey, whatever you're doing, you stop that. Get in here. And he ushers you and brings you into the room.
All right.
It was a valiant effort.
It was.
So you're now here in this room, and he's telling you all to start writing. So unless anyone resists or wants to try to persuade him otherwise, you guys would all start writing Tom is your number one friend and a paragraph about why he's so great. As you do this, very Harry Potter-esque in this moment, you notice as soon as you start writing that as you're writing on your forearm, you feel like a sharp pain, and you look and you can see that everything you write on this piece of paper with the pen is being etched onto your arm as well. And it's, very painful. And if you were to look over at Liv, you would notice that her whole arm is just like scarred and is just like covered in scar tissue from having had to do this for every day for years. And she just is kind of doing it because she has to and she's used to it now. A little bit insane.
As would stop immediately after the first etch was going into his arm, and he would look at the guard, and he'd say, "I feel dizzy. I need to go lay down. I'm just not feeling well, and I really don't want to get everybody sick in here. Can I please go lay down?" And he's going to, while saying that, he is. I have to see how far I can use this. In the hallway that they came into, he's going to cast Minor Illusion and make a scream. Like a gut-curdling, or a blood-curdling, not blood-curdling scream.
A gut-curdling scream.
Gut-curdling scream. But yeah, just like that classic horror movie scream, just from the hallway.
Oh, like the Wilhelm or whatever. It's like the one that they use in every movie.
Right.
Yeah. Or the one from SpongeBob where someone's going, "My leg!"
Right.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll for performance then to see how effectively, how believable this is.
All right.
I want to be clear, by the way. You guys maybe see on the map, it looks like there's a thing behind this guard. That's just a wall. There's not like stairs or anything way out.
That's 17. Look at that. We broke double digits.
Double digits.
A 17. So he's like, "Hey, warden, go check that out and figure out what's going on over there." So the warden, who's in the back of the room kind of watching you guys and enforcing, steps out to go see what was going on. And he looks at you and says, "Look, I don't know what's going on. There's something he's going to go check out and he'll report back. For what it's worth, I hate to say this, but here in the prison, we're pretty much always all sick all the time. So I'm not real worried about you getting us sick. If you pass out, I guess just try to do it quietly. And don't get your blood everywhere if you fall on the ground. Otherwise, you'll just have to keep at it." And
then is there
go ahead.
Sorry. Is this like another door, like a barred door?
No, that's just a wall. That's just a wall.
Oh, okay.
I think Polaris is going to try to pull out some of her own paper and her own pen from her stuff.
Okay.
Since she's kind of next to Doc and almost kind of hidden in a way, see if she can be sneaky enough to pull that out, because she has something she wants to write for her paragraph. She just doesn't want to bleed for it.
Sure. Roll for stealth.
Wait. 12?
It's an opposed, and he notices you rolled pretty high. And so he's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Look, this is a pretty simple task. All the other prisoners will normally do it. Liv gets it. Just keep your hands above the table and just write out how much you love Tom."
Well, I don't understand why I'm having to do this. Tom believed that I said I'm his number one friend. Why do I have to be indoctrinated when I've clearly already,
Gotta set a good example for your friends here. Gotta set a good example for all your friends.
I was getting out my good parchment. I want to get the good parchment. I write. I want to get out the good parchment for Tom. He's my number one friend. The good ink that's going to last really well as you disseminate my paragraph to the people.
You could use whatever parchment you want, girl. We just can't have you using any other pens. Gotta use the special pens that Tom made for us. But you can use whatever parchment you want.
Okay, so then she was going to try to be sneaky again as she's getting her parchment out to try to get her pen behind the parchment.
Okay.
That'll be another. Try one more time.
Another sleight of hand roll. This time it's going to be with disadvantage because he's literally watching you.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so that's a 16.
Oh, that worked. Yeah, you managed to sneak it out. 16 with disadvantage is a sneaky sneak.
All right, so then she's gonna write her stuff, do her stuff with her pen. and not
Okay.
get hurt.
So the rest of you, if you're doing this won't actually do any like real damage to you. You would each take 1 point of damage, so it's not like it's significantly injuring you. But otherwise, you can either you can do whatever you want. Otherwise, you'll. The warden does come back in though, and he's like, I don't know what that was all about. There was some weird screaming. I'll investigate it more later.
Once he gets back, because Ez is writing, he's just kind of like, I'm so sick of this, but he's going to start writing again, but he's going to then cast Minor Illusion again out in the hallway. Every time that warden comes back in, he's going to just let out another blood-curdling scream. He's like, if I'm not going to enjoy this, neither is he. So he's just going to keep on doing
for casting Minor Illusion, does it have any like hand movements you have to do or somatic or anything like that?
It is... I can find it. Where are you? Somatic. Yeah. Somatic. So I do need to use my hands.
Okay. So yeah, roll for doing that sleight of hand to do that without being seen. Or stealth, whichever you want to use.
16.
16. Okay. Yeah, you managed to do it. He's like, dude, what in the world? And he's like, the guard that's up in the front of the room that's like directing you guys on what to do is like, Warden, I told you that this prison was haunted. I've been telling you for years. I told you last week when the toilet seat was left up that it wasn't me, that it was the ghost, and no one ever believes me. You go check it out. And he's like, fine, I'll go check it out again. And he walks out of the room. Okay. Is anyone going to do anything else before you finish what you're supposed to do here? And if not, then yeah, if there's anything specific that you want to write, you can do that.
I have mine ready.
Okay. Yeah, so then if you're all
just write what's
begrudgingly
expected.
Got it. Okay, so you all begrudgingly obey. What are you writing, Polaris?
Shall I read it aloud?
Yeah, go ahead.
Her papers, her little paragraph it's supposed to write is, Tom is truly one of a kind. His confidence is unmatched, and it's inspiring how he always has something to say, regardless of whether it's entirely accurate. He brings a certain energy to every room, the kind that makes you notice he's there. His sense of humor is unique too. Not everyone gets it, but that's part of his charm. You have to admire his bold fashion choices, which he wears with such conviction that you almost forget they're a little questionable. And his leadership style? Let's just say it's refreshingly unconventional. Tom's greatness lies in how unapologetically himself he is, even when it might be better not to be.
Okay.
So she wrote. Imagine it's maybe just a little bit more like subtle on the jabs, but that's the vibe. She's trying to
AF.
She's trying to add some jabs in there, like enough that'll get past the lower intelligence fish.
I'm remembering that in this moment, Doc is still a puddle, so you're just like a puddle with a pen, and you're just like on this piece of paper somehow writing.
Yeah, more or less.
So I'm gonna have you roll for
soggy and disintegrating as time goes on.
Yeah, this probably is not very painful for you. It's just like
you'll see little splooshes happening, like on.
Roll for persuasion to see if you can do this and have them be okay with you sending this out.
Okay.
Subtweeting Tom.
10.
Yeah. If anyone saw Superman, you know how like in Superman, Lex Luthor has his like army of monkeys that he makes, write good things about him all day on the internet. It's basically this. You rolled a 10.
Yeah.
With a 10, I guess let me say had be posed. Yeah, that's fine.
She's already had Tom believe her.
Yeah, and these guys are not very smart. And so they're like, yeah, this is good enough. And so they take everyone's papers, and they roll them up in a scroll, and they file them away. And you can see that there's someone who takes the paragraphs that you each are writing and is kind of copying them onto a separate document that's going to be sent out and as part of the daily newspaper of Tom affirmations. And so then they walk you back to your cell, and they're like, hey, you know what, Liv? You've had to be by yourself for a long time. I'll go ahead and let y'all be in the same cell here. Maybe that way y'all can talk to each other, and you've been such an exemplary prisoner. I'm sure you can help get these guys reformed just that much faster. And so you all get thrown into one large cell together.
Are there any dark corners in like the hallways as we're walking through that I can tell? Is it pretty well lit?
It's torches, but it is pretty well lit. There's not like any like totally dark places that you'd be able to like disappear into.
Because even if there was like a shadow on the wall, not necessarily like I'm not thinking of like a dark corner that like a human could fit in, but like just a shadowy enough corner where it's dark enough that like the light's just not hitting.
Oh. There are some shadowy corners. What do you want to do? Like what is your goal of what you're trying to accomplish with the shadowy corner?
My goal is, as the guy who complained of the place being haunted walks past, my goal is to again do the blood-curdling scream behind him. And then if there's like, say, if we're walking through like this direction and there's a like corner here is dark and he's like standing here, behind him, I would then use minor illusion immediately after the scream to then put like two like demonic looking eyes just like in the shadow of the wall and then disappear, just to continue to mess with this guy and see what it does.
Okay.
Is the guy he's messing with the one with the keys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the warden has the keys. So roll for performance.
I have something I'll do if he gets distracted.
Mm-hmm.
17.
17. Okay, so as he's walking, now just as a reminder, you have the other guard that's kind of at the other end of the hall watching. But this guard is kind of, he's guiding you guys over to the cell, and he hears this noise, and yeah, he gets distracted from him. He like casts about, and he's like, what the heck?
Then
so what do you want to do,
like
Polaris?
To do a mage hand.
Okay, to try and grab the keys?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, roll sleight of hand.
$16.
Okay. With the 16, you manage to grab the keys, and at least I'm going to say he has a couple of sets of keys, and you do manage to grab one set of keys, and pocket them as he's kind of recovered. And he's like, "What the heck was? Well, you guys get in there. I'm going to figure out what this haunted business is. You guys get back in the cell, and I'll figure out what's going on." And he puts you guys in there, and closes the door. And in his distracted moment, doesn't even think about the fact that he can't lock it, and walks away, leaving the guard standing outside once again.
Hey guys, my name is Mark and I'm the lead pastor at Lux Digital Church. I hope you're enjoying the D&D campaign, the show today. I hope you're having a great time hanging out with the entire crew. And I also wanted to tell you that over in our Discord server, we have an ongoing Dungeons & Dragons West Marches style campaign. That means you can jump in and play at any time that is convenient for you, as long as there's a game being offered with a variety of different dungeon masters and players. We have games that are posted every single month that you can join in with, starting at level 1 and going the whole way up through level 15 in D&D in the new 2024 5th edition rules. If you're interested in joining in and playing some D&D with us, all you have to do is join our Discord server at discord.gg/luxdigitalchurch, and then go ahead and grab the D&D rule, slide down inside of the channels to the Play D&D section. You can look there and find different videos on character creation, different elements of the world that we're playing in, and then you can submit your character and jump in and adventure off of the guild board soon. Once again, I hope you've been enjoying the show and the live stream, and we hope to see you over in the Lux Discord to play D&D with us very soon.